less than a week after Niger witnessing a deadly terror ambush that took the lives of 23 soldiers, on the night waking to March 21, 2024, the Burkinabe armed forces have just neutralized more than 100 terrorists, in a swift operation that also saw the military destroy their hideout, their camouflage vehicles, and retrieve weapons, ammunition, as well as utility materials that they had been using to cause havoc in the region. And we're here to show you how it all happened. On March 25, 2024, the Burkina army received intelligence that a massive number of terrorists had arrived at Gabu Ghani area, where a terrorist logistical base had been established, with the intention to launch an attack in the area. In response, the army started conducting a thorough search of the logistical base in the morning of March 26, and using a drone, it was possible to discover the area, and as seen here, one thing that could be spotted was a combatively camouflaged armored vehicle that was hiding under the trees. Without hesitation, an airstrike was carried out in that area, and the armored vehicle was destroyed, and some terrorists were neutralized. Then the Army's 20th Rapid Intervention Battalion also quickly started preparing its warriors to intercept the terrorists before they could materialize their plan to attack civilians and an army camp, like how they had done in Niger. Under the watchful eye of the air vector, that is a drone, the ground troops started marching towards the terrorists' position, and as they approached the position, terrorists were clearly visible, and in a quick spin, the 20th Battalion opened heavy fire on the criminals. Some of the terrorists were inside the buildings and tried to open fire on the Burkina forces, in an exchange that lasted for around 2 hours, that is from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., and the army's maneuver, as well as heavy fire, continued to flash out the criminals, who were dealt with effectively. By 2 p.m., the army had won the fight and the logistical base was on fire, with several of their buildings having been destroyed. As the action was unfolding, the battalion kept the air vectors as observers, and they could easily spot the criminals that tried to escape the fury of the battalion at full speed, on foot, with their stolen livestock following in behind, just as seen here. When the action was over, the military men thoroughly combed the area, and recovered various essentials, that is, around 50 AK-47s, around 10 machine guns, PKMs, RPGs, 7 rocket launchers, thousands of ammunition, as well as explosives. Again, more than 100 terrorists were eliminated in the strikes, with more than 60 motorcycles being recovered, and others burned. A couple of hours later, the army also carried out a successful assault on the terrorists that had fled to northern part of the country, just when they were aimlessly wandering in the northern part of Kelbo Center, with the action beginning at 6 p.m. After escaping the afternoon exchange, they were carefully followed by the night vision-enabled air vectors, which quickly launched airstrikes, upon spotting them having gathered under 2 large trees, in the futile attempts to hide. And just after the first group being locked, it was hit right away, and the second group, which had tried to camouflage under the trees, started moving once they realized that they were not safe anymore, but in the end, they couldn't go anywhere, and were neutralized, with their means of transport also being destroyed.